Welcome to the Roy Anthony and every Tuesday and every Thursday. Y'all tap in.
Is this thing on? Can you hear me?
Roy
Is
Anthony
anybody out
Show
there?
is the spot to be, baby.
Hey, tune in.
It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the homie Big Hank and Cynthia. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the co-host Big Hank and Cynthia. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. Everybody tune in, you dig it? It's funny as hell, my dude. It's when we can kick every Tuesday.
Everything is going
every
down.
Thursday.
They about to do the most. It ain't a confrontation, it's a conversation, homie. Yo, on your weekends, Roy Anthony
every
Show.
Tuesday.
It's during the week, homie. The Roy
Every
Anthony
Thursday.
Show. What you listening to? The Roy Anthony Show. Come on and get a
Tap in.
before we gotta
Tap
go.
in.
What you listening to? The Roy Anthony
Every
Show.
Tuesday.
Come on and kick it with
To the movies and stuff, you know. You know what I like about the movies is like I was really proud of Jamie Foxx as his portrayal of Ray Charles, for real. Y'all give a round of applause for that, for real. I do. I'm gonna tell you, Leonardo DiCaprio did a very good job as Howard Hughes in The Aviator, you know. I like that, you know. For real. And I was like, you know what? And I said, I wish that I could portray someone like, you know, a living legend in a movie. You know, someone like James Brown. For real. Because I can do his dances. It's just that I don't understand everything James be saying. You get down with my woman. That ain't right. Now you hollering cuss. Now you want to fight. You want to make a deal. Brother want to squeal. But I had my boys, they was on his heels. Grab those kids and raise them up. Somehow they be late for supper. I'm a man. I'm a son of a man. If I don't take care of you, then Papa will. That's why I laugh. Hey, it's big paper. I was in Vegas and I got to see James Brown live. I was the only black person in the audience. It was white people from Montana and everything. They like James Brown. And he sung a song that tricked me out. Because he said, with the bad set. Say it loud. All the white people say, I'm black and I'm proud. I'm like, that's proud. Things we just can't sing about, man. For real. I think with being Americans, we should be able to portray anybody. For real. I'm tired of all the prejudice stuff. You know what I'm saying? We have been through too much to always act with prejudice. You know what I'm saying? I can talk to black, white, Asian, Latinos. I'm tired of it because, you know what I'm going to tell you, for example. In music, I don't care what race you are, you can sing the same song. Michael McDonald's latest album was Greatest Hits of Motown. We know Michael McDonald is whitest than the whitest white man. And Motown, we know, is soul system Afro-Americans. But he threw down on the album, for real. I read your letters, but you're not here. It don't move me, it don't groove me like when I hear your sweet voice whispering in my ear. It ain't nothing like the real. I'm like, yeah, go Mike. I'm like, hey. Jamming. So I said, well, why I can't do that in movies? For real, because I would love to portray Willie Nelson. For real. All they gotta do is give me little wig with 2 long braids, cowboy hat. The scene to be where I'm in the IRS office going over my taxes. They be like, Mr. Nelson, it seems like you didn't claim 40,000 here. I'll be like looking out the window, on the road again. I can't wait to get on that road again. On the places that I've never been. I can't wait to get on the road again. Well, Mr. Nelson, you didn't claim 50,000 on the road again. Real, man. The other day I was watching that movie finally for the first time, Walk the Line, you know. See, I bought it as a bootleg deal, you know. 4 for $20, so I got 3 and might as well pick Walk the Line. I'm just keeping it real, I'm from the ghetto. And I like Johnny Cash, because Johnny Cash kept it real. He was like, you know, I've been everywhere, and I was like, I've been everywhere too. For real, I've been to Compton, Inglewood, South Central, Long Beach, Watts. And what I love though about when Johnny Cash died, a lot of country singers got together and did a dedication to Johnny Cash. I said, man, that's cool. That's unity. I like that, you know, unity. You know what I'm saying? I said, well, I wish that the country singers would get together and do a dedication to one of my fallen musical heroes. For real. So I let someone like Mel Tillis do a dedication to Notorious B.I.G.
I knew that.
There's gonna be a lot of slow singing, flower bringing, the bird, the Lord on stars ringing. What you think all the guns are for? All-purpose war. I got these Rottweilers by the door. And to feed them gunpowder so they can devour those criminals who's trying to drop my decimals, man. People wanna stick me for my cream, man, it ain't a dream. Things ain't always what it seems. That's when the band hits and the lights flare. It's the ones who smoke blunts with you to see your picture. Now they want to grab the guns to come and get you. I bet your mail won't slip. But I just don't want the white people to get too carried away. Because next thing you know, they be doing them square dances with our lyrics. You know the white people's version of the electric slide? They be using our lyrics and stuff. It's almost going on in the LBC. It's RB and Snoop D-O double G. So burn to the sun goes out, keep on rolling. Pass that blunt, burn it, smoke it up. Oh, it's your birthday. Everyone party like it's your birthday. So shake it fast, now watch yourself. Shake it fast. Show me what you're working with. Gun roll, Mac 1 nose, steady stalking, chicken knocking, dub C. Come again, beat it a bang bang, beat it a bang bang. Y'all wanna make me lose my mind?
What it do? What it do? What it do? Hey, wait a minute. I'm about to bring in one of our regulars. He's been coming in when he can. He's coming in while I do the intros. What's up with my brother, Carl Lewis? What's
going on, man? Just sitting here and enjoying that, bro. You got him all rolling. You got him rolling.
I had to bring on something that from back in the day, right? And so the people see what's going on now and stuff, but I want to bring that up. First, I want to say, what's up, Just Me? He said, sup, y'all, 41 days. That part right there. What's up with you, man? And so it's about to be a year in a second. Watch.
Yeah, and he's going to blink and it's going to be done.
Problem, but he found that if he sang, his stutter went away. Y'all remember, that's why I always give him, if anybody recognizes my comedy, when I bring someone up, their name is because I admired him. He stuttered real bad, but when he started singing, it was like, hey, and it's other occurrences like that too. I've seen where cats stutter, but when they get to singing, so I'll let you know it's a psychological thing. Starlet said, hi, you two handsome men. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning. Starlet said, good job, Just Me. That right there. She talking about, sup, y'all, 41 days. That's right. First, I want to give us credits. I'm Roy Anthony. Welcome to the Roy Anthony Show podcast. Along my co-stars be popping in. That's Big Hank Norman, Miss Cynthia Joy Towner, one of our regulars that comes in when he wants to. That's Carl Loomis. He's in the house. And so trying to need to start putting his name on the credits and stuff because for real, he represented, and a lot of people got respect for you, Carl. I found out what was going on, and I kept it. So I'm not gonna keep saying it. I'm gonna wait till he actually get this thing, and he gonna say, "Man, I got it, the package," because I think I messed up on the zip code number and stuff,
Uh-oh.
and I think I switched it because you gave me two addresses.
Oh shoot! I'll message you mine tonight then, or as soon as we get done here, I'll make sure that it's the right zip code.
Okay, yeah, I have two addresses, and I think it was on me and stuff, but I'm not
Okay.
gonna say your address on out on there.
No, 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 no.
He said, "No, don't." um,
I mean, if y'all want to come over, I've got some freaking barbecue that could get thrown down. I mean, it's whatever, but
oh man, and when we do show up and stuff, because I've been that is in my heart. Even my whole family said, "Man, when you gonna go out there?" I said, "I am trying to." Just me said thank you to Starlet and to us because we got love for you, bro.
yeah.
We're on the WO platform, y'all. Which the WO platform, which was created by military veterans, and the head producer who keeps it going, my man Richie King, aka Redneck Pimp. That's his stage name. He has a show coming up. I meant to get that flyer so I can promote him and some of the other veterans who's doing the comedy show. They're based out of Cameron, Missouri, so in that area, surrounding areas, and it's always nice.
That's right. They're gonna have Pete Barlow on the next live show. Pete Barlow
Yeah.
from GILO.
You seen that flyer? So I said I meant to download it. So I'm glad that everybody. I'm gonna make sure I promote it out, especially by this Tuesday. I'll make sure I put it out there, and I usually share it on my social media. Richie King, aka Redneck Pimp, along with the co-creator Goose. We have our social producers, Blue Phoenix, 8th and Daily. Then we have our good neighbors, like I always call them out, the BB Nation and the Backwood Veterans based out of Oregon. And when we talk about veterans and we participate, it's veterans and non-veterans that come together on the same common goal. And so we do entertainment, but to get our message across. Carl Loom is part of the BB Nation, if I'm not correct, not mistaken. And then you got brothers like J Dub. What's the other brother's name?
High Tech Redneck, Josh Kaiser.
Okay. Josh.
And then you have well, I don't know if Pops and Lone Star are on there anymore. The station's been kind of quiet. They're trying to revamp some things and get some things motivated to come back. And
I understand that.
Then we have Mr. Matt Crosby, EO compliant down there, and he moved down to Texas now. So we're trying to get Hump Day Hangover squared away, maybe one of these days, and get back to it.
I've been thinking about show. Some people been asking me if I would come back and do the music for the WO Entertainment. Remember, we had the
Hideout.
Yeah, and
I love that show.
Yeah, I've been thinking about. I was talking to Richie, see how things go, because as everyone knows, the WO was scheduled to be ending in November of this year. But I'm gonna see, because now it seems like a lot of people starting to pay more attention, and when you've been continuous and showing continuity, it's it means a lot. But I want to keep on giving credits to the we got the BB Nation that's back with veterans. We got the Long Beach All Stars, which is Long Beach, Compton, Linwood, and Watts come together. Then we got the WO Entertainment family just based around the U.S. and other countries, and our own personal family, friends, associates, and those who don't like us. Welcome to the show. It's not a confrontation. It's a conversation.
That's right.
Yeah. We not really talk on exploitation of sex and stuff like that. I mean, if the subject comes up, but we more like, let's get united as Americans, right? Just me said those were the good old days right there. Man, we had some good times, and that's why I said I'm going to try to I was going to talk to Richie, and then a lot of other people has been talking to me about, hey, you should bring that back, right? Today, it's Tuesday, we started about veterans. And Just Me said something that was in line with what I was stating. Carl, Tuesday, I was showing different immigrants that comes over. And a lot of times it seems like we're focused on like the blacks and the browns.
Okay.
But then I showed that that President Joe Biden had only offered, like the rest of the nation, 100,000 citizens from Ukraine to be able to come over here, right?
Right. Right. I remember hearing about that.
117,000, because 117,000 came through the Mexican United States border.
Right.
About a month or so ago, I'm gonna bring this show back where I kept telling them, the people, that the border isn't just Latinos, Mexicans. I seen where they was telling the Mexicans to get back and was letting in Ukrainians, African, well, I call them Europeans. I didn't know they were Ukrainians, but it was Europeans, Africans, and Chinese was able to come through the border. But they was telling the Mexicans no. And then this one immigrant bill was splitting the family up. That's if you see the picture of when we first on the profile of this show, it shows an axe coming in between the family. Now, you heard me mention 2 or 3 weeks in the past 2 or 3 weeks that the border, they was like, so the lies is trying to say that these illegals are trying to bring fentanyl in.
Yeah.
But one of the things I heard from straight from the people's mouths who was coming, that some of them was separated from their kids even to now. It's been over almost a year. Where's my child at? You know what I'm saying? And oh man, my man Raymond Thoroughblood, he said, hey, he got the emoji with the cool glasses and
Mr. Raymond Trueblood. Good to see you, good sir.
Yeah, it's good to see him. Raymond Trueblood. I want to make sure I say that correctly. Just Me said, sounds pretty racist to me. Well, I'm just saying it. I'm going by facts. I know one of the things I don't do is theories. That's an unproven fact. I don't like this lady that's riding with former President Donald Trump. I think that's the worst person you need to be around, this one lady, because that's the only thing she do is spew hate with conspiracy theories. A theory, definition of a theory means an unproven fact.
Right.
You know, I believe in God, and one of the biggest lies, a theory that's lied through school, is the Big Bang Theory, the evolution of man. These are the two of the biggest lies that was based off a guy who was on PCP. And everyone knows that PCP is an illusion, meaning that you have illusions and dreams and things that ain't really there, you know. And we actually taught this into the school. That's so demonic to me. You know what I'm saying? I used to get in trouble when I was a kid, Carl. Okay, so I flunked the test. You know, about in school, evolution, man, and God created everything. I get an F and go home, and my mother was like, "What you doing making an F?" You know, reason he got a whooping. So then we go to Sunday school, and they giving a test in Sunday school of who created heaven and earth. I'm supposed to say God, and I said, you know, Newton's theory and stuff, and I get in trouble again. And so I'm like, wait a minute, I'm confused. I'm in school, I get in trouble because I put down God. But in Sunday school, I put down Newton's theory.
So you're getting whacked twice there. That's
exactly.
That's not fair.
It confuses our generation. You feel?
It really does.
It does. And it's a lie. That's based upon a lie. And we wonder why so much calamity. You know, one of the things that gets to me, Carl, before I go on about these immigrants, is why is it that when people wants to make a statement, or it's like that when former President Donald Trump stated that the immigrants of Haitians were eating cats and dogs, all of a sudden they getting bomb threats. And the biggest thing that made me upset is they always go for the schools, the kids. Why do you want to attack people's kids?
Because they figure that is going to be the easiest target to wake up the parents. That's their plan. You think like that. They want to go after these kids because they know that the parents are going to react in the worst diverse way. They know that the parents are going to, the parents of those children that are being attacked racially, socially, comments, stuff like that. They know that the parents are going to react, and then they look like the bad guys. They look like the bad people because they reacted the way that they did. They don't tell you about the attack on the children. They tell
Yeah.
you about the attack on the adults. They tell you about they don't sit there and go, oh, well, this person said some racist thing to this white kid, and this white kid's parents retaliated by finding the father and beating the snot out of him.
See?
See, that's what it is. They want to attack the children because they know that it'll get the parents' attention. That's what they want. They want the bad story from the parents' side. That's what they want.
And keep your thought for a second. What you just said, bro. Just me said, and which is I like, man, when he gives out facts. He said, "Did you know the term conspiracy theory was first used by the government during the JFK assassination? It was used to discredit people's opinions of what happened, so the government can push its narrative." Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And he put an eye. He said the Haitians are now in Indiana. And then Starlet said, absolutely right, Carl. There people agree. See, I'm gonna say this. There's 350 million people in the United States of America.
Right.
There's only about 200 and some thousand of Haitians in Springfield. Now, the problem that I had, Starlet said, you're right also, Jasmine. She's agreeing with what he said. Now, the problem that I had is that, for one, I don't like to lie or try to push it. Because see, when you're trying to get a vote, you're causing some people with lower IQs to take what you're saying to go inflict conflict and drama. Now, you said to get at the parents' attention. To me, I sometimes think it's cowardly that you would take your kids and go to the parents. You feel me?
It's 100% cowardly that you would go after the smaller individuals who can't defend themselves. 100%. 100%.
And then I think it's pure evilness because you know that a kid is a parent's heartstring.
Right.
I cannot say that I can, I forgive people, but if you do something to my child, I don't know where I might have to do some retaliation before I forgive.
It's like I've always told my mom and my family, you do something to my child, I look really good in orange.
You feel?
And I got 3 hots and a cots, my friend, and I will love the rest of my life. Promise.
And let me tell you something. Isn't that where you can go to jail? And I'm proud of Bill because look here. I'm with a statement. But when these cowards attack our kids, or you go to the churches, no, deal with the ones who can point a gun right back at you.
Exactly.
I don't like that deer season with humans. I can't stand that. I don't really like, hunting, but I understand because I like to eat. And if I had to hunt, I'm gonna hunt just to eat, not just for gaming. I'm gonna hunt to eat. But when you are hunting humans, because you done heard some political ploy and stuff, right? Just me said I'll smile at my mugshot.
You're damn right I would. 100%.
100%, won't you? Now, so then if we understand that, we have to understand really what's going on when we have our borders. See, one of the things I want all the people to understand, sometimes we agree. Media is fake news. Sometimes they make up stuff. But what I don't want it to do is either we consistently with non-agreeing, or we pick out what we want to agree with from it. And I think that's wrong. Either you don't agree with this media, or you don't. But ain't in or between. Well, I'm gonna believe this subject, but I'm not gonna believe that subject. That's wrong. Because Starter said absolutely she'll smile in the mugshot. But and I said this. Me and Richie King one day was talking, and I said something. This is the first time I said something about Colin Kaepernick. And one of the things that I would notice is when I would bring his name up, it was never could get to the subject of what he was protesting about. It was always degrading him as the football player and the person he was. And it was, and so I had to tell them, if you feel for me, okay, you ever been driving down the street and you seen where somebody's family member had a car accident and there's candles like a memorial set up?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know that my heart goes out to them every time I see that?
Mm-hmm.
I be like, Lord bless this soul, their family. You feel me? I have compassion, and I'm not only am I sympathizing, I'm empathizing. I mean, I'm putting myself in their shoes. And so if a person say, bro, I love you, then you have to empathize with me sometimes. Then that's what I'm going through, because I'm gonna empathize with you.
Right.
Just like, for real, man, I've been putting myself in your shoes. I'm not going to keep bringing up what you're going through, because we know what you're going through. You got to think about it all the time. But I empathize with you. And now, since you've been facing this, we like, welcome to the brotherhood, bro. I understand. You feel me?
I hear you. Yeah,
Because when you're going through, it makes no difference what color or race you are. You're going through it.
Exactly.
And when you're a responsible man, the philosopher said, these are the times that wears on a well man's soul.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what they do, the media and stuff like these politicians, what the thing I wanted to do, and I seen, and everybody knows, I'm going back to this about the immigrants. Everyone knows, like I said, I'm a free American. I'm not Democrat or Republican. I can be swayed. And I've been listening to other people, about Republicans, even about the Democrats. And I agree with Pope John. He said, you got to pick the lesser of the evils. You feel me?
Yeah. Pick the lesser of the evils. That way, when the evil rears its head, it isn't really that bad, It's
and I'd rather see it coming,
than
be it hit.
It's like preparing yourself for the worst possible outcome. That way, when the outcome comes and it's not that bad, you don't, you're not like, oh well, woe is me type thing.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah, for sure.
So they always trying to point out something bad, but something I noticed, Carl, and the rest of the world, something I noticed about when they was debating, it was very rarely that I seen something that was about for the American people.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to be, I don't know if it was me, but it seemed like Vice President Kamala Harris was more about what they can do for the women. Like if you're single moms, she
talked a lot about middle class stuff too. Well, what about us guys that are in poverty? What about the, she had a focus. And I'm gonna be honest with you, dude, that entire damn thing was just an absolute train wreck. It was the whole debate. When they got on the whole immigrant thing, man, it just went off the rails. I'm gonna be honest with you,
Yeah, I'm listening.
I watched some of it and I actually had to turn it off. It's just,
well, you know what I watched it as? I'm not lying. I don't even think that I was tuning in for the politics part of it.
Right.
I really felt that I was tuning in to see who was going to hold down who, because it seemed like they always slanging names at each other. So I thought, I like to hear a good bagging session. Somebody bagging on. Feel me?
Oh yeah, but see, the one thing is that she flat out said in the beginning that she was going to hear nothing but lies and hate from that man. I don't even think I may have missed it, but I didn't hear him come at her with his head, off with her head type deal like she was to him. I don't know, man.
Just me said, I think if Colin, and he gonna name him Colin, like would have protected away from the cameras and actually push his feelings on and off the field, more people will be more supportive. That's a very good point. That's a good point. But sometimes it's like Carl just said. Some of these people goes out here threatening kids. How do you get their attention?
Right.
Well, most Americans are true men. We love our football games. You know, we're grass when somebody gets hurt, but we still want you to hit them hard, right?
Right.
Right. So, and then he said, you can't debate with a word salad. With the word salad. Look, my problem with this was both of them. And yes, I've been laughing about Trump with that, and that was the conspiracy stuff about Haitians eating dogs and cats. If you really know Haitians, they eat a lot of fish because they over there in the island part. But that was comical, and I think he was doing that. You ever break the monotony of? He said some stuff, but you know, I put that to the past. I just say foolish talk. Neither one of them addressed the subject was illegal immigrants.
Right. They did dance around it quite a bit. I noticed both parties. They danced around that.
That's what I'm saying, Carl. See, what's an immigrant? Then you and I are immigrants of this country.
Yeah.
For my generation of families. You understand what I'm saying?
I hear you. Yeah, yeah.
You know, I heard just me, and I don't ever forget when people say something or right. He said that his great grandparents or great great grandparents, he can correct me, as either it was his great grandparents or his great great grandparents came from another country. So then that would mean that he is descendants of immigrants if you go by what they tell you. The way some of these politicians talk as if they was bred, fed, and from the beginning of their whole family tree came from the dirt of this land. You feel me? Just me said he only protested during the game and during the national anthem. Then he went home to his mansion in his gated community. Psychologists say negative attention is better than no attention. Well, and you know what? And I see his point. You know, but he's saying what Colin Kaepernick was doing is that, yeah, he protested for the regulars, but I couldn't get that attention, not like he did, not on a major football game. Former President Donald Trump is a multi-billionaire. A lot of people who support him don't even make over $150K a year. They are working class. Did you know most of those people ran into January 6th was well-to-do people? I found out the least person there was the guy with the horns on his head.
The one that stood on the Capitol. Yeah,
was wealthy. He was in jail crying, talking about, I need gluten-free. Carl, he said that he needed organic. He's in jail.
There's so many.
Capital with a bullhorn, like a Viking.
There's so many. There's so many.
The way you was acting, you ate raw meat.
Yeah, you was a
vixen.
cold-blooded American right there that's standing up there on the Capitol with horns, man. That's what they. There was so much BS about that, though, man. I mean, there were so many different conspiracy theories on that aspect as well. It was crazy.
But see what? Look. He was crying. Has Mama Dip up there on the local news. Yes, he can't eat the food. He needs organic food and everything. Just me correct. He said it was my great grandparents were refugees. They left Croatia before World War II. And when I say I don't even like to term refugees. It's people that's in a set of problems that they need to get to better safety and stuff, you know. And they came here and look, they made it do. Their great grandson served in the military for 12 years. You know, that bona fide your family being Americans. And
right.
So, I believe that more veterans are considered real Americans than some of these cats sitting in the Senate and ain't even had no battles. You know, I think we need to listen to the generals and the people who've been in war and stuff like that. But anyway, both of these candidates I noticed never really talked about illegal immigrants.
Yeah, like I said, they danced around that conversation quite a freaking bit, in my personal opinion. You know, and Kamala never really answered him 100%, and neither did Donald Trump. Even though Donald Trump beat around the bush on most of his answers, he still came up with some sort of answer.
Hey, Kevin, Miss Loomis is in the house. She said, "Hey,
There
y'all."
she is.
Yeah.
I was wondering when she was going to join in here.
But finish what you were just saying, bro.
About them dancing around the questions and stuff like that. But it seemed like every time that the narrators of the debate decided that they wanted to ask a question, the only person that really answered the question, in my opinion, was, the fact that I had seen Donald Trump dance around the question, but he came up with an answer. If you go back and you watch the whole thing and you listen to it, it's about the whole vetoing the abortion thing. He said that he would give it back to the states. The states say that it's illegal. There was a woman on TikTok that called a Memphis hospital and asked for an 8-month term abortion. They said yes, they would do it. That's kind of that's kind of a big thing to me, because it was,
a lady just died from that abortion.
Yeah.
She couldn't get the abortion. She was going through one of them things and they was strict on it. But see, sometimes, but my point was, I was starting to wonder, do they not talk about the illegal immigrants, as they said? Because just told us Tuesday that he was in the mayor's court house and they had a Ukrainian there who didn't have a license or knew how to speak English.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how I'm saying that's an illegal immigrant, when former President Donald Trump got elected in 2016, prior to him being elected, I'm a resident of California. Me and my partners was starting to notice for like 6 months prior, for about a year, a lot of Mexican flags was all through LA. It wasn't because of soccer games. They kept saying that we're claiming back to the country, the state of California. It really belongs to Mexico and signs. When he came and said, "Hey, all this is going to end," and stuff, and they start breaking down, how do you know what's an illegal? It's because they don't know how to speak English. Because to be illegal, you got to know how to have some terms of English, so at least 1 year of English. That's what the Asians do. And you got to know our judicial system as far as the government and all that, how bills pass. Okay. So soon as he got elected, flags disappeared everywhere. Mexican flags disappeared. And so then I actually seen ICE arrest the guys. They had these white cars and it got the state symbol, but it's small on the cars. The white cars was, and guess what they do? They pull up to somebody and they'll say, "Hey, how you doing?" And well, if you ran into Latinos, whether they spoke English or not, they would do stuff like this. No English, no English. So they said, "Well, stop. What you mean no English? You was under arrest." You know why? Because now the problem with this is that I found is that just proved my point. When he was at the courthouse and was dealing with a Ukrainian that didn't have a license or knew how to speak English or write it, he just said, "I think if you live in this country legally, you shouldn't fly any other country's flag. You're an American, act like it."
Now hold on a second, because I want to say something about that. Yeah. If you're gonna fly another country's flag, it needs to be below the American flag, because that's the soil you're on.
Yes.
Because now you were talking about after Trump got elected, you saw a bunch of Mexican flags of that, of the Mexican nation there. You saw them disappear.
Yeah.
We didn't see that up here in Oregon. We saw Trump's Mexicans for Trump flags. We saw the the Mexican flag with an American, on the other side of it, and it said Trump 2023
You
when he
think
was
that they
going
was
against
doing
that.
that because they wasn't close to their border?
I have no idea. I really don't know. But there's a lot of Latino men and women up here in Oregon that are actually for him because they are. I mean, it's like when we go to Sand Lake every year, we go, we've been going the last week of July or the last day of July through August, right? Because that's the time that they hold Dune Fest down in Florence. We see a lot of Mexican flags out there, but we also see a lot of Mexican and American flags out there as well.
Now I like that. And Caitlin said, yes, if you are going to fly a flag of another country, it is to be flown under the country you are in by legal flag standards.
That's right.
I didn't, and Just Me said that's flag code. See, what I was seeing was big old and I used to say, is there a soccer game going on or something like that? And my mother, she always has a flag out on the porch. And I had the black American flag, red, but we never showed that flag over the United States of America flag. My grandfather wasn't into that.
Right.
We cry out about mishaps, but we ain't never dishonored the flag. I got scared when I was a little kid looking on the news and seeing some people burning the flag. Boy, I was so scared for them because I thought that was treason. I used to think that was treason if you burnt our American flag, like you hate our country.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even though of the plights that we go through, even as a black American. Caitlin said there are American flags that are crossed with Mexican, UK, etc. Split flags that show love of both and unity of both for that person flying it. Now I like that because they wasn't showing that, and I didn't even hear about it. This is why we got to have conversations like this.
Right.
I did not know that was going on in Oregon. I didn't even know that there was a flag of American and Mexican flag. Now, what you hear me say, how to strengthen our borders? My reasoning is, and I was looking at here's South America. I had to bring the little globe up. We're giving all this money to Ukraine, but if we strengthen up the continent around here, Honduras, El Salvador, coming all the way up from here to come over here, why don't we strengthen their countries to keep them from coming up in our countries? But I want to bring this up. I keep hearing illegal aliens. Then I heard illegal aliens trying to bring in fentanyl. Well, a lot of people don't understand is that the major fentanyl distributor in the United States is the American doctors and hospitals.
Exactly.
They tell you, we know how to give you how much percentage to give you, then you gain it on the streets.
It's coming from our own soil.
Tell them again, Carl.
It's coming from our own soil. That fentanyl, I'm telling you right now, man, I've had some friends that have passed on it. I've had some friends that have gotten off of it. It's a nasty, nasty, nasty drug. It really F's you up for the rest of your life if you get too entangled with it. But it started coming from our own soil because you never heard about it. You heard about cocaine from Mexico. You heard about freaking weed from Jamaica years ago, but you never heard about fentanyl until after the pandemic, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and wait a minute. Keep that thought. Just Me said, I fly my flags 24/7, 365. American flag is on top, and I alternate between the POW MIA flag and my Gold Navy Beat Army flag on the bottom. That part. And so, but now,
there's one that I got.
Now, you know, when I started noticing fentanyl was becoming some point, it's when the cannabis business started becoming legal in California, and to discourage you from buying the weed from your regular weed person, all of a sudden it was forcing you to go to these dispensaries.
Right.
Out of all the years before dispensary was legal, I never had no problems with old little Jimmy, right?
Right.
But now all of a sudden when your dispensaries and everything become legal, now all of a sudden fentanyl is in the homeboy stuff, and they say keep from dying, you better get it the real way. Now, let's go back to this illegal immigrants. If you're an illegal immigrant, how in the world are you trying to bring fentanyl to do what?
They're trying to bring fentanyl for income. If they're illegal and they're trying to get their income, is what it is. They want to sell that to get their income to get here.
But if I
So
think that you got money to have fentanyl and stuff, that you gonna have money to get in the right way, like them guys, those gangsters down there in part of Texas, Mexico, where they be, so I forget the name of that part of Texas. They seem like they have money.
right.
Like, okay, if that's the case, then how did the what's that El Salvadorian government find over 120 different guns they confiscated from the U.S. military? What's up with Cynthia Joy? What's up,
How you
Queen?
doing?
Hey,
What's going on with you, Carl? Let me get. How y'all doing?
we're
Got it.
good.
Queen, how you doing?
Man, I'm tired. I just got out the yard. I was out there doing yard work. I'm good though.
Okay. It looked like you got a little tan there too.
Come
Really?
here, too.
It looked like you was light skinned Tuesday.
I was a little bright, right?
You wanna say hi to the world, young man? You
Hey,
don't
but
want
we
to say hi?
was hey, what's up,
Look,
little man?
Good
say hi,
morning,
Roy.
honey.
Hi, Cynthia.
Oh,
How you
These are my
doing?
these are my friends. These are my friends, buddy.
oh, man, we always think about, is that the one who was real little when her first was meeting? He was like 2, 3.
Yep, he's
Hey,
4 now.
Wow.
hey, when he in the 8th grade, he's gonna be looking down at you. Hey, Dad.
No, he's already 4 years old and he's already that tall.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Just Me said fentanyl got big because doctors got people addicted to painkillers and shut them off. If you take pills, you can't just turn them off like that, or you get dope sick. Oh, with you. And then he said Cynthia using that spray tan.
He play
No,
all day.
we were talking
That's me
about
crazy.
flags.
Yeah.
We were talking about flags, but I got to show you this one. This one's probably one of my favorites. I don't know how well it's going to come in, but
Oh,
Okay, I like
who
that.
made that one? Did Caitlin do that one?
no, it's one that I got off of Amazon. But I have a shirt that goes with this flag that says "No one fights alone,"
Yeah.
and it says "Corrections, Dispatch, EMS, Nurse, Firefighters, Police, and Military." I've actually never flown this flag; it's always hung up in my house somewhere. But
It doesn't say anything about senators or U.S. representatives on there.
it's just
Those are the important people, y'all. Is what I'm
yep,
trying to specify. Not saying that nobody's not important, but when it comes down to Americans and who helps responders, first
right.
responders, firefighters, ambulance, you ain't calling no senator from your state because you got a chest pain.
Right.
You're like, give me your vote and I hope you rest.
Yeah,
But we talk about these immigrants again. What is illegal? What I noticed about the two candidates when they was going about it is that all of a sudden you start attacking legal citizens, legal immigrants. And this is the problem that I had, where Vice President Kamala Harris could have corrected him. It's like, no, it's not cats and dogs and stuff. But they kept up on the subject about legal immigrants instead of about what's an immigrant. And then I felt, because I'm gonna be honest with you, to me, somebody won't have to tell me, because since 2008, as a citizen of California, I always thought that Vice President Kamala Harris couldn't stand black men. I'm being honest with you. It's not because she's married to one of my white neighbors. That's not the point. It was the black men she kept putting in prison. I'm just being honest. And to this day, I have never seen her. So I seen an article yesterday that popped up. I didn't get to read it. Said that she's trying to appeal to the black men of America, because when John Pope said vote between the two lesser of the evils, if you knew it from where I stand, neither one of them is lesser than the other one.
right.
And I'm just going to keep it 100, because what y'all don't know and they talked about the border and all that. Vice President Kamala Harris was prejudiced about who they let come in the border and who was given what they call when if you was from Russia and you come over here and you claim what diplomatic diplomacy or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mexicans, they was pushing them back, but the Ukrainians, they was letting them in through California. I've seen buses of Asians. I'm in Compton and they would stop at the Crystal Park, buses of Asians who they just got here. They were the ones who take a whole bunch of pictures with the cameras. Caitlin said, oh boy, he's getting our flags out, laugh out loud. We got so many, laugh out loud. Hey, that's right. And you're teaching the babies well. He said she loved Willie Brown, diplomatic community. Well, Willie Brown, who was 90-something years old, had to be like 30 years her senior or something like that, which I don't get in people's personal and stuff. And he did date her, but he was just the mayor of San Francisco. She became a prosecuting attorney, which is a vote to become that county's prosecutor. You have to get it's the votes. But I don't want us to attack the personal thing because Willie Brown and them, they haven't did nothing but tried to strengthen him when he was running the strengthening of San Francisco. But one of the things I do know is that the ones who cause problems to our neighborhoods, and I found this out with even with my white neighbors, they had guys that would wear masks, but they called them rough riders and stuff like that terrorized their neighborhoods. Us blacks dealt with stuff like the KKK, but the poor white neighbors had to deal with people like rough riders and lane claimers. You can see it in some of the cowboy movies. And so where they, so my point is, I want to know, how do you control illegal immigration, period, of not picking a particular color? Because we got 217,000 Ukrainians since President Putin rushed from Russia, Ukraine. You got so many from European nations, they make up second. Latinos did make up the number one of illegals coming over, but Europeans came in second at 24 million almost per year. Now,
there is no way to really control it now because of how overrun it has become. I don't think. I think that whoever ends up in office isn't going to be able to get a handle on it 100%.
No,
I really don't think so.
Facts.
And then we can't let these governors run crazy, like the governor of Missouri. Talking about he went down there and sent, so he sends 10,000. I think it was over 2,000 CHIP officers and National Guards to go down there to fight on a battle that's really not a battle.
Right.
How you fight battles with guns and the other person doesn't have nothing?
That's just to show.
Rock. Well, Rock ain't do nothing with this 9mm.
Well, I mean, that's
Man, let me tell you something, just me. That was a facade. They've been doing that for the longest. Finish the wall and make them come in through the ports of entry like the rest of the illegal immigrants. Don't y'all know that's a ploy? How do you think that they getting some of the drugs into the nice politicians? Remember, there was a bag of cocaine left on the White House floor. They still didn't figure out whose that was.
Oh, they know who it is. Don't let them fool you. They know who that is.
You feel me? And stuff.
But they don't prosecute it because of the fact that it would just destroy whatever has already been built.
You know what? Hey, Carl, Cynthia, adjustment. Have you ever heard when somebody say? I used to think people was crazy when they say, "Oh, your microwave and stuff, they can see what you're doing and all that." And well, I used to think that was crazy, right?
It's true though.
He said they carried them across the border. That's well documented, and I can believe that. But let me tell you this, man, before we get off here. I keep telling people I can't get the Barack Obama phone, and they got the Obama phone. and they
Mhm.
give it to you free. You come out the store and you just sign the paper and they give you a phone, right?
Right.
And I used to tell people for the past 5, 6 years, I don't trust them phones. Now I really know why I don't trust those phones. You heard about what happened over in Lebanon?
No, I haven't heard anything lately. No.
Oh man. Okay, 2 days ago, they did some type of electronic thing and made people's pages blow up across the country.
Oh,
Killed
I didn't hear
eight
about that.
people, killed 8 people and wounded about 200 some people. Well,
Well, I better get rid of my
yesterday
tablet.
they made the walkie-talkies explode across the country.
That's insane.
They killed about 24 some people. And so for real, they say like if you had a pager and you're the military, the pagers would get real hot and then they explode.
Yeah, I don't even trust my phone that I have now, man. I can sit here and
Really?
talk about, I could sit here and talk about, I could talk about illegal immigrants. I could talk about court cases. I could talk about this. I could talk about that. I could talk about Cialis. I could talk about Blue Chew. And guess what? When I flip through my Facebook, guess what? There's advertisements all around
Yeah.
That
of
part.
all that stuff.
You know, one of the things I don't like, I turn off my Google, my location thing, and all of a
Uh-huh.
sudden I get a thing talking about how was Taco Bell, and I didn't go no Taco Bell. I went
Right.
to the place next to Taco Bell,
Right.
right? He said you were so right. Carl Starter said that. Just me said those pages blew up due to old age. I had a page in the '90s. Laugh out. No, they gave pages out for the military people, and they gave the pages as supposed to be as a sovereign or whatever, and they made them blow up.
Huh.
Matter of fact, they said that it was the U.S. aligned with another group. It was U.S. people that showed them how to do it. They did it on purpose.
Huh.
And she said, "Right on, just me." But you know what? We coming to the end. Miss Cynthia Joe, I know you busy. We're gonna give her last words before we get up out of here, please. Cynthia Joy.
I'm coming through. So I'm gonna tell y'all, okay. Stay true to you, like I always tell you. Come through with that strength in you. Stay blessed by the best. When you down, there's nowhere else to go but up. And live your life with purpose, because there's a purpose for your breath in your body.
Word. That's
Definitely.
righteous right there. Carl, what you got, bro?
You know, just be good to each other and be good to yourself, and remember the good Lord upstairs has a plan for you 100%, and he will always be there even when you think he's not listening.
Hey, now you just said that. I want to know, and everybody on here, what you just said. Do you know we're on the World Wide Web? That means that anybody around the world, and I believe that if we was ashamed of God, He's ashamed of us. And the demons attack us because they know we're talking to the whole world,
Hmm?
right? And so then you're going to get by. Wait a minute. We knew it was a joke, man. He said, "I know it was a joke. Nobody uses pages anymore." Laugh out loud, man. We already know how you joke because when you said that about with Cynthia using spray tan, that. But anyway, man, just like it would say, look here, try to stay positive. It's hard. It gets very hard, and it becomes cliches when we say, "Hey, keep your stiff upper lip and everything." But if it don't kill you, it just makes you stronger.
That's right.
Um,
100%.
um, I'm sorry, Cynthia. Um, if it doesn't kill you, and if it does kill you, you sure can't complain about it. If you
Nope.
live through it, it's making you stronger. Just keep positive because God sees what's going through. How do you know how God can help you unless you go through something for Him to help you to come out of it?
Hey, struggles build strength. Real talk.
You feel me? Freddie
Hey,
Douglas said,
Starlet
daughter
Boo.
said, "Hey, beautiful." Freddie Douglas said, no there is no prosperousness unless let me say that right. Without struggles, there is no progress.
Right.
You ever had a job and you didn't have a car, but you're gonna figure out how to get to that job, whether you gotta ask for a ride, catch the bus, or walk. I'm just being honest. If you can get a bike, cool. But you're gonna get to that job, right? And then in the meantime, you get that job, then you start getting stuff together so you can be able to relax and have a car if it makes sense. I want to be right with God in front of y'all, but when I shut off this thing, when I'm by myself. Righteousness is when you're by yourself, y'all, and stuff. Because there's a lot of people who can act like they got God in their life and say all the good things, but soon as they get behind doors, it's a whole different thing, right?
Right.
Got to start somewhere. That's right. Just me said, got to start somewhere. I don't want to start on a path like P. Diddy.
I don't think anybody does.
You feel me? Now, see, now at the time we saying that now, but when he was making them monies and stuff, a lot of people like that's why he was getting too away with the stuff he did. And he didn't strengthen himself. They said he had police officers. There's a lot of people that helped him strengthen to that. But I'd rather be like this without facing jail than to be thinking I'm the top of the world and now I'm lose my soul. You feel me? Anyway, hey, look here. I got love for everybody on here. Anybody who shows up, it's real. We got a comedy show coming out. We're working on season 2. If you're a comedian and you want to perform, just go to royanthonylive.com. It's easy to register. We'll put you on the stage and stuff. If we can't tell the crowd to laugh at you, that's up on you and stuff. I got a lot of commands for Cynthia Joy to come back. So, but anyway.
I'll be back.
We got season 2. You on there. She see herself on there and stuff. We all got to go up there to Denver. I got to come to Oregon, but I love y'all, man. You be safe.
Love y'all
Stay
too.
strong.
Definitely.
And remember, everyone, God is closer to you than your own mouth.
That's right.
Real. We all believe this, and we all are part of the United States, and we believe that. So I'm outie. God bless everyone. Y'all have a wonderful and safe weekend. And Just Me said, Lebanon has figured out how to destroy the no. All right, man. We out of here, man. God bless y'all. Peace.
Welcome to the Roy Anthony every Tuesday and every Thursday. Y'all tap in.